Hi, I'm Robert. Thanks for tuning in to my YouTube video. I'm a very handy person. I've been fixing things as far back as I can remember. Since I was 9 years old, I've fixed stuff like sheetrock walls, small appliances, computers, and the list goes on and on. I even have some formal training in carpentry and computer repair. So I hope you find this information useful. I have a washing machine that will just about do everything but spin and drain. Normally when that happens, it's got something to do with the lid switch. So I'm going to go ahead and replace the lid switch and see if that fixes it. Just now when I opened the lid, I didn't hear a click. And when I looked in the lid hole, it was pressed down. I reached under and pushed it back up, but normally they have some screws torn through, so you have to replace the switch. But most of the time you can close the door and open it and you'll hear a click. First thing I'm going to do is lift up the control panel. You take a screwdriver and put it under here and pop the ends off and remove those. So I'm going to go ahead and take those off. After you pop them loose at the bottom, they just kind of hinge up and lift off. Next thing you want to do is there's a Phillips screw there. You want to take that screw out and one on the other side. Then you can hinge it open. And I'm going to go ahead and unplug it so that I don't have any active power on it. Okay, sometime when that happens, the wash machine is full of water. What I did was I put a garden hose in it and drained it outside. I just siphoned it like you would an aquarium. But you want as little water in it as possible in case you have to move the wash machine a little bit and not tear up the floor. Okay, I unplugged the wash machine. Now I'm going to pull it a little bit away from the wall so when I open up the front here, it won't bang on anything behind it. Next thing you want to do is grab both sides of it, pull it forward to unlatch it, and then you can lift the front of it up and open. And another good reason to unplug it is if there's any kind of wires or something in here frayed or loose from somebody else working, you won't get shocked unexpectedly. Now, right here is the plug for the lid switch. Okay, as you can see on the lid switch, you have a green wire, a pink wire, and a gray wire. If you want to test the switch, you go ahead and unplug this and hook an ohm meter up to it. You hook the ohm meter up to the other two wires, the gray and the pink. And when you probe those wires, you put it on ohms and you open and close the lid. If the ohm meter doesn't register full ohms just like it would if you touch the tips together, then you know the switch is bad. So it should, when this lid is closed, you should have ohms. When the lid is open, it should stop the ohms. So the next thing I'm going to do is unplug this wire. It has a little clasp on it. So I'm going to unplug this wire. Next thing I'm going to do is take the cabinet loose. Basically what you want to do here is you put a flat screwdriver in there and pry up. And as you've seen, that thing popped loose. And go on the other side and do the same thing. I'm going to turn the camera off so I can hold it and so it won't pop loose. Alright, since both sides are loose and the plug is unplugged, this whole front piece just kind of lifts away from the washing machine. And now I have full access to the door switch under there. And if you look at the door switch, you can see where it looks like it's not secure in there because these screw tabs come loose. It's kind of broken away. So I'm going to go ahead and take the new switch and replace it. First thing to get the door switch out is to take those two Phillips screws loose. Second thing to get the door switch out is push this tab in on both sides and push the connector down through the lid. And then just unroute it and install a new one. Under here there's a couple of clips keeping the wires tucked away, so I'm going to go ahead and take those loose and install a new one. If you look right behind the switch, you see the ground wire there, so you'll need to take that ground wire loose to get it all the way out. First thing I did was put those 2 screws in there. Now I'm going to hook up the ground wire and run the wire through the securing clips. Okay, I pushed the connector back up through there and push it so that the tab is forward so that the plug can clip onto it. Next thing you want to do is pull the back in tight to the machine, and then you can take the clip, hook it into the back of the side of the thing, and just push it down. It'll pop right in place. So now the unit is secure again. Next thing I'm going to do is plug in the plug for the switch. Then when I open and close the lid, I can hear the lid switch click. Okay. Next thing I'm going to do is close the lid. It hinges back down. I'm going to make sure that it fits in its holes like that, how it's supposed to be, and slide it back and lock it in place, then put the 2 screws in. Next thing I'm going to do is put the little wings on. They kind of fit in from the top and then hinge down and clip, so I'm going to put both sides of those on. Plug the machine in, slide it back to the wall, and see if it'll spin. I didn't know it, but the machine was hooked up ready to spin. As soon as I plugged the plug in, it started spinning. So go ahead and open it up and see if it's turning. It's spinning fast. Thanks again for watching the video. I hope you found the information useful and it helped you solve whatever problem you're working on. If you did, please like it, share it with your social media friends, and please subscribe to my channel so that you get notification of future videos that I make. You can go to my website, robertspinner.com. You can also leave comments here and questions, and I'll answer them as soon as I can.